I wasn't planning to make a vid, but guess what? I just had a crazy thought. I was talking to my son about DNA and how, you know, your DNA can be used to make weapons, it could be used to make medicines, it could be used to make chemicals. And, you know, if you give the people your DNA and it goes to that database, you'll never get $1 off of any inventions that they make or any cures for any diseases that they make from your DNA. You'll never get $1, right? That's right, buddy. So I was just telling my son, be careful. But then a thought came to
this.
Huh?
This.
Yeah, man, right? So, yeah, even my European brothers agree. They know what time it is. They be watching them crazy Christian YouTube videos like me. Anyway, right? So check it. The reason why I made this video real quick is because I want to say is that in quantum science, right, a quantum particle can exist in a state of 1, 0, or simultaneously both states, meaning a quantum particle can exist in 3 states simultaneously, whereas in our regular computers, your data can only exist in a state of on or off. But a quantum particle can be on, off, or all 3 states, both on, off, and, you know, the 3rd state. I was telling my son about the DNA, how you can make so many things if your genes are turned on or turned off, because they produce things like enzymes and proteins. And these proteins can be used to make chemicals or weapons or a lot of things. Anyway, I say that to say, sometimes I wish my genes were in a quantum state, simultaneously on, simultaneously off, and simultaneously all 3 states. I'm just curious what it would be like if somebody's genes were in that state, all 3 states at the same time. But anyway, another thing I want to bring up is that there's a lady named Ocasio-Cortez. Now, I haven't researched it or studied it up, but apparently she doesn't know what the state of Israel is, or the nation of Israel, because Israel is no longer a state. It's officially became a nation. That's one of those things that was slipped. That was one of those things that they slip in your drink when you're not looking. When you're looking at Trump acting like a fool, Israel became a nation. And I think that that's significant. I just don't know how. But I say this to say, Ocasio-Cortez is on her way up in the Democratic Party. But what they're saying is that she's a democratic socialist. Now, a lot of people have problems with these terms like socialist and communist. And that's cool. But you got to do the research to understand what they are. Well, anyway, before I even go into breaking down Marxism and socialism and fascism and all of these things, I would like to make a statement. There was a man named Srila Prabhupada who passed some time ago in the 70s. And he would always talk this philosophy about being a spiritual communist. A spiritual communist. Now, America doesn't like that word communist, you know. They're more comfortable being fake Nazis right now. But when you really look at what Srila Prabhupada was talking about, this socialism, let's take a look at what that is, this communism. Spiritual communism. First of all, regular communism is when the state owns everything. They own the resources, they own the distribution of labor, they own everything, and they distribute it accordingly to what you can give and to what the individual can produce. So if you can work a lot, you get a lot. You can work a little, you only get a little. That's pretty much state-sponsored communism. However, in spiritual communism, whatever we own, whatever materials, whatever money, whatever potency we have, sexual potency, mental potency, whatever strength you have, we believe that everything comes from one quantum original supreme source. And that quantum supreme source is the owner of everything that we have. Well, some people call them different names, you know, but I call him Krishna. That's what I'm going to call him right now, is Krishna. And this person named Krishna, because he owns all energies and all things are coming off of him, Srila Prabhupada had a simple philosophy that to make life happy, it's not through a combination of material adjustments or adjustment of your material position or your address or the kind of girlfriend you're dating. None of those things are the things that can last. So they are not eternal happiness. What Srila Prabhupada was talking about was when we do things for Krishna, when we do things for the Supreme Source, because we're watering the root, the entire universal tree can become happy. So in spiritual communism, all we're saying is that I don't mind having money, I don't mind having wealth, power, all of the so-called trappings of the material world belong to Krishna anyway. So all we want to do is utilize them in his service, and then the blessing will be more transcendental as opposed to physical. Because if you meet the eternal person right now, you say, oh Lord, there's a story about a lady who was going down to the river to do sacrifices, or she was doing some hard work, and she dropped a bundle of sticks off of her back, and she was so tired, and she cried and prayed to the Lord, and the Lord appeared to her. And when the Lord appeared to her, he said, how can I help you, my darling? And she said, oh, please help me pick up this bundle of sticks and put it back on my back. You know what I mean? So in other words, she had a chance to get something eternal, something absolute and unlimited, and she asked for something limited. And that's kind of like a slap in the face. You know what I mean? Like somebody's coming to bless you and make your life better. Say, I want to write you a check for $100,000, and you say, no thanks, just give me $1. So what we're doing with spiritual communism is we're just coalescing all of our material belongings and our material energies back into the original person, and he'll distribute and disseminate blessings according to how he sees fit. But all things belong to Krishna, the land. And it's very important, this video, because right now in the northern hemisphere of the planet Earth is on fire. I mean, there's heat waves everywhere. Hundreds of people dying in Asia, in Europe. There's crazy forest fires in California. Like, listen, whatever climate change we were expecting 20 years from now and 50 years from now,